Is studying abroad really better than studying in India? Or are we just paying 30 lakhs for Instagram stories and a foreign accent? In this video, I'll break down the real facts about studying in India versus abroad in comparison of job opportunities, professors, and a lot more. So watch this video till the end if you want to find out real facts and raw and real truth. Stay tuned till the end. So before you all come blanking on the comments that this information is wrong, I am considering in particular a normal tier 2 college in India and a tier 2 universities in abroad. Let's compare from the basic facts. Point number 1, tuition fees. So an average private college in India can cost between 2 to 3 lakhs, and if it's a less known or if it's a cheaper city can cost between 50,000 to 2 to 3 lakhs for per year. In abroad, the fees can range around 20 lakhs, 30 lakhs if it's in a country like UK, US, even more, Ireland, and so on. But if it's in countries like Germany, Italy, those providing scholarships, it can significantly lower the costs. In India and in other countries, there is a significant difference in the living costs. In Europe, USA versus in Asia, Laos, Vietnam, in other countries in Asia, the costs are significantly lower. Even Austria. For example, in Austria, you don't get a scholarship, but the fees itself is about 750 euros per year, per semester. You can earn for 20 hours per week and you can pay for your living expenses from the money you earn part-time. So that is a really good option. Point number 2, professors and academic environment. So in abroad, it's all about learning with peers and your surroundings, your professors, because when you are doing an MBA, master's, bachelor's degree abroad, you will get students from international countries, from so many countries, and some of these and even most of these most of these students have an international experience, have their work experience, and if you talk to them, you not just will network, you gain their knowledge, you learn their skills if you are talking to them and maintaining a healthy friendship. Whereas in India, the professors in the top universities like IIMs and NMIMS, Symbiosis are good, but also these universities are really expensive to get in, and the student has this burden of loan on his head all duration of his course. So talking about the other universities which are lower like DY Patil and some other universities in Mumbai and Pune and Delhi, in Noida, Gurgaon. So the universities like this have good professors, but so I studied in Europe, and what I saw there was the professors in their universities are really qualified. So I don't want to undermine the professors that are in India, but I just want to say about professors in Europe that these professors are actually having work experience and they are assisting and teaching part-time. Most of these professors are doing this. So these professors have work experience and therefore they are very qualified to train you, and most of these professors are not just connected with one institute but multiple institutions. The knowledge that they can give you is far more than a professor who is just coming out of college and teaching. Also, in India, there is a heavy focus on theoretical education. In abroad, in Europe, there is a high emphasis on practical case studies and there is a limited focus on theoretical education. In India, the same books are read for years and years, but not in Europe because there are almost because there are PPTs to learn, and most of all the case study is there are case studies. There are case studies and real world problems. You have to do so many projects on your own. You have to make groups and then do projects. This really increases your critical thinking skill. You can do active researches in the field, and I've specifically seen that professors are really kind and helpful. So if you would ask them to give you a hand, give you some guidance, they would never, they would always try to help you in the best of their abilities. Point number 3, part-time opportunities. So in India, most of the students are not doing a part-time because they consider it as too low for their status. What most students do and what students do is actually internships, or very rarely they do freelancing while they're studying. Internships in India also pay very low amount, which is not enough to even sustain your student expenses. Part-time in abroad is a total game changer. Part-time in most countries has a specific decided minimum wage, which is around $15-20 or euros per hour. So the part-time expenses are really enough to gain to live the living expenses. That's how students in UK, Ireland, US are easily able to survive and also save some money, send back home, get themselves a decent lifestyle. So these part-time are not just college, not just opportunities or gigs that you do in the university. There are also a lot of opportunities like working in a grocery store or as a cashier, in the kitchen, behind the counters, in a bar, as a bartender. If you really have some skills, music, you can easily earn, you can play on the streets. There is an immense potential to earn. Point number 4, expectation as a student studying in India versus a student studying abroad. In India, there is fixed dress codes and you are expected to maintain 75%, 80% attendance. In abroad, no. In America and in Europe, no one is taking your attendance. You are expected as an adult, you are expected to be responsible. In India, professor marks you for your attendance. You are given marks for your attendance. But in abroad, you are not just marked. Attendance doesn't have marks. The way you behave, the way you present, the way you interact in class builds your rapport with the professor, and in the end, professor might give you some extra marks. In India, the major amount is dedicated to internal examinations and final examinations. Versus in abroad, easily 40 to 50% of the marks are given to project work, assignments and case studies. The rest is given on internal and final examinations. Point number 4, opportunities and competition. So a big problem why students in India don't get opportunities is because of the competition. India has crores of people, and that's why even if you are good, you are not great, because there is a long list of students who are doing better than you in IIT, in IIMs, in NEET examinations and so much more. But in abroad, the population is not as high, which helps you in turn to get opportunities, that too for better. So if you are qualified enough, if you know the language, and if you do the assignments, if you are disciplined, you get access to opportunities. You actually get access to opportunities. Whereas in India, the salary bracket is lower because there is too much of competition. There is just the law of supply and demand. Whereas in abroad, you are easily able to earn more and even send money back home. But as job opportunities in India, you can easily get, you are able to access the campus job opportunities, versus in Europe, there is a lot of emphasis given on internships and theory. Like, it's almost compulsory in a master's program to do an internship because it helps you to get a job. So you don't get campus placements usually in universities. you have to search for your opportunities yourself, go online, do the job hunting, and that actually builds strength in you. So it's not easy, but at the end, this is how the market is. You have to search for opportunities and jobs yourself. In India, what happens is that your parents, you are really supported and protected by your parents before going out in the real world. Your parents are here for your food, for your you live in their house, and so much more. But in abroad, there is no one behind you. In most cases, you go abroad by yourself. You have to get a house, you get scammed many times, you have to gain money, you have to earn money, you have to do part-time, save some money, live a decent life, make friends, get networks, and a lot of more administration stuff. So the ability to multitask, do a lot of things at once, this is what you gain being in such a stressful environment where everything is just on your to-do list. So this is what makes you really shine at the end in life. So at the end, what is better, India or abroad? The answer totally depends on what you like. If you like structure, if you like familiarity, if you like comfort, India might be better. There are a lot of opportunities in India. I won't deny on it. India is really developing, but if you are ready to hustle, if you are looking for ways to grow outside of your comfort zone, if you don't want to just work, but also have work-life balance, also have freedom, also have more money, also have independence, abroad might be the place for you. It might give you the paths that you didn't even know existed. Abroad might just open doors for you. That was my take on education in India versus abroad.